What's up, Dominic with Tampa Garage here. I'm here with my 2011 535i. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 modifications that I've done to it, or that have been done to it. And the first one starting off is going to be the JB4. So the JB4 is kind of a starting point for if you want to modify your car. If you just do an intake or just an exhaust, you're not really going to get any results besides maybe sound. The JB4 is going to be able to take that into account, and it's going to actually gain you some power. And so the JB4 is over there under the hood. I'm going to pop the hood and show you guys up close. And then my JB4 also has the Connect kit. It's $140, and what it allows you to do is you can connect directly to your phone from Bluetooth, and you can go over maps. It shows you your intake air temperatures, what gear you're in, throttle, tons of different options. So that's really good to have, you know, just if you want to keep a track of everything. And you can also make data logs, so you can see how your car's running, and it helps with tuning it and stuff and getting it just right. So I'm going to pop the hood. I'll show you where that is. I'll show you the Connect kit, and then I'll show you how easy it is to connect to the Connect kit. Once you're already hooked up, there's a couple pins you have to do. But other than that, once you have it connected initially, it's super easy. You put your Bluetooth on your phone, you open the app, you push connect, and it connects probably within 15 seconds. So I'm going to show you that now. So we're here in the engine bay. I got the JB4 pulled out. You can see Burger Motorsports, and then the Connect kit is hanging right there. See what it says, Connect kit. And what this does is it just shoots the signal over to you, the Bluetooth signal. Normally the JB4 is just tucked down in there kind of like this, and the Connect kit I just kind of point over there. It's supposed to be as close to the driver as possible, so I just kind of tuck it in like that, and that works for me. So we're here in the car, it's running, and I have the JB4 app open. So this is it before it's connecting. You can see down here it says connect, so we're going to hit that, and it says connecting and then handshake. So right there it's already connected, and you can see all the values that I have pulled up. I have the E85 sensor for the ethanol sensor, the intake air temperature, the RPM, oil temperature, boost, and then the map that I'm in, which is map 5, which is like the auto map on JB4. So what this is really good for is I like changing the map up sometimes. Stock map is 0, so you can literally do it on the fly. You could even do it if you were driving while you wanted, but I typically stay in map 5 just because it's it auto tunes for whatever ethanol you're running. And then other things, you can see the intake air temperature, RPM and stuff. So here's a couple other things you can do with the JB4 app. This is probably the coolest one, is reading codes. So you can literally, just like if you had an OBD scanner, because the JB4 does connect to the OBD, you can see that there's no codes found right now, but if you had a misfire or something, it would show up there, and it would be really easy to diagnose. And then you can also delete them after you read them. And then the last thing you can do is the logs. So basically what you'll do is you'll push start logging. I've already done one, so you can see here, it just goes up on a graph, and it tells you everything you could want to know about how your car's running. And then I can't make sense of it really, but some people can tell you what you need to change based on this. So the second modification that I highly recommend is a catless downpipe. What the downpipe is it connects your turbocharger to the rest of your exhaust, and the catless downpipe is just one of those with no catalytic converter. What that's going to do is a few things. It's going to free up more power, it's going to give you a more aggressive exhaust tone, and you're going to get more turbo spool noise, which you can hear in my other video where I'm going to do a bunch of exhaust videos on this car, some accelerations. So you're going to be able to hear a lot more turbo spool, and that's really about it. But it's a pretty major thing you want to do if you're going to modify your car. Number 3 is the upgraded front mount intercooler. So stock on the N55, the intercooler is actually pretty small, and it really doesn't do a great job. I did my intercooler after the rest of my performance mods, and it really did make a humongous difference, because I would get in the car, I would do a pull, it would be fine, I would do another one, it'd be alright, but after like 2 pulls, the car would start to feel tired because the intake air temperatures would rise, and the intercooler, I guess, would be heat soaked or something, so I wouldn't really get great performance. The bigger one, which I can show a picture of here between the size differences, the bigger one's obviously a lot bigger, lets in more air, more surface area, it cools the air more, and I have a consistent temperature of around 100 now, whereas before I was getting an intake air temperature of like 160 and even as high as 180. So that made a humongous difference. It's a consistent 100-degree intake temperature now, and it's a good mod. It keeps your car running cooler. I would definitely recommend it. Number 4 is the Burger Motorsports pedal tuner. It's a remote that all it does is connect to the gas pedal down there, and it changes your throttle response and makes a huge difference. Right now it's on white, which is the stock throttle response, and then there's different stages. There's green, orange or multicolor, and then red is the most aggressive, and then you can also fine tune it within the stages. So that's the least aggressive stage, I think it's 3, stage 3 is red. I usually drive with it on the orange because it's really good throttle response, but I find that if it's on the red, it kind of jumps a little bit when you start going off like a green light. But this makes a huge difference. You can still feel what it's like with stock, and it's just really, it's slow, it's not responsive. But when you put it on red, once you push the gas, you're going. There's no delay or anything. So I would highly recommend this one if you feel like your car's sluggish or anything like that. It makes a huge difference, and it's only 180 bucks, so it's not really even expensive. It's probably one of the best bang for your buck modifications. So we're back here in the engine bay for number 5, and it's actually the AFE Magnum intake. So you can't really see the logo here because of the strut bar, but you can see there AFE Power is the brand, and then I think it's called the Magnum is the actual intake. So a lot of people have the Burger Motorsports intake, which isn't bad, but it just leaves an open filter right here, and it gets a lot of heat from the engine bay. With this AFE one, you get the benefit of having the box to keep the filter cool, but you also still get the added sound of the intake, and you're also going to get some power paired with the tune and everything. Not much power, but you know, it's still a little bit. And then I think the best thing about it is the sound. Other alternatives are the K&N filter in your stock airbox, which people also recommend, but this one works for me. It's a little more on the expensive side. I think it's around 500 bucks, but I think it looks good, it sounds good, and obviously you're getting a little bit of power out of it. So the last one here is not really a modification as much as it is something like that's a necessity if you're gonna modify your car, and that's the charge pipe. So this is the VRSF charge pipe, and basically if you're gonna be pushing more boost, you're gonna blow your charge pipe, your stock one. So with the aftermarket one, it's aluminum usually, and it's gonna be stronger. You're not gonna have to worry about blowing apart your charge pipe and being stranded on the side of the road. It's a big deal. So if you're gonna do like any modifications or have a JB4, definitely get a charge pipe. I'm not gonna really consider it a modification, as more as just like a prerequisite if you're gonna modify your car. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any suggestions besides audio, which I'm going to work on, please comment down below. But thank you for watching, and check back for more videos in the future.